the boss's view. You gotta sacrifice if you wanna move like bosses move.
YMA, Young Millionaires Association. Yeah, see, that's the association. Joe.
Guys, welcome to YMA Nation Podcast, episode number 23.
23.
20. Oh, you sound soft. 23. You got to get excited. Got to get pumped. I'm pumped.
I'm excited.
This is a good show. And like, this is the launch right here for 2021, the catapult your future for 2021. Wealth Building Monday.
Got it.
If you are on right now, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Subscribe is the most important one. Do it right now. Take 1 second. Subscribe. So today on Wealth Building Monday, we're going to talk about tips for success in 2021. Tips for success in 2021. You ready?
Yeah.
Man. All right. So I want to start off. Visualization. Visualization is important. And that should be the start of anything, is to be able to picture it in your mind and see it. Doesn't matter what your goals are for this year. You have to be able to see it, picture it in your mind, and then create it into manifestation. So let's start off with some examples, right? We're not just going to just tell you. I want you to be able to follow through on it and have a true understanding of it. So visualization, that goes along with planning. So, but before I start the plan, I need to see it. So take a second right now and think of your goals for 2021. What are your goals for 20? I thought you was about to write. I said, you right. You should have had your goals down. What are your goals for 2021? Take a second and think, because it's going to be important that you have this down as we walk through it, as we walk through the show.
Do it, guys.
I give them like 30 seconds to like get the goals down.
Okay.
And while you're seeing it in your mind, this is visualization. You're seeing it. So say if a goal for me is to grow my company, just say, for instance, which it is one of them. And so I'm going to see it first. So I'm saying, okay, how many employees do we have? So we got X amount of employees. I want to increase that by 30%. Okay. All right. So I'm seeing more people. I'm seeing more payroll, of course, but also I'm seeing more revenue. Right. So to bring in more money. And that's why we have to hire more to be able to handle that workload.
Gotcha.
So now that I see it, now I need to plan it out. So now I need to sit back and say, how am I going to bring in more money? And I'm going to write out those steps, right? I see it, and now I'm going to write the steps out. Once I write out the steps, then that's my planning. That's how you plan out anything. So if you say, hey, I stay in Greenville, South Carolina, and I'm going to drive down to Miami, Florida, I got to have a plan. I have to know how many miles it is, how long the trip is, and then I need to know how much money is going to take for gas.
Right.
You just look anxious to jump in. Okay.
I'm following along.
Okay. But you have to be able to plan it out.
Right.
Okay. So visualize, plan, and this step right here, like, this is like a very important step, because if you don't have a plan that you can actually execute on, then you just like creating something that can't happen. So you can't say, hey, you know what? In 2021, man, my business, I'm about to become a millionaire. Okay. And so you see it now. Visualization. You want to become a millionaire. All right. For you to become a millionaire doesn't mean that you are going to sell a product or a service and make $1 million, because you're still not a millionaire.
Right.
Right. Because I need to make more, and then I could pay myself $1 million. So if I sell $2.5 million of product and my my net or my salary on that is going to be $1 million. Now I'm a millionaire. I've made $1 million.
Right.
So I think people be under the misconception that, hey, I want to sell $1 million. I want to make $1 million. That's a good goal. But what's your net margin? It's like, how much of that after you pay for everything, how much is actually left for you?
Right.
Visualization, planning. And one good thing is when you formulate your plan is to put things in phases. So like the same thing, I would phase out this trip to Miami. I'm going to phase, like phase 1 is me driving from Greenville, and then I'll drive for 5 hours. And then in 5 hours, I'm going to have to stop in Jacksonville and get gas.
Right.
So that's phase 1. And then at the same time, phase 2 could be, I'm just saying, as an example, I'm going to get food at the same time.
Right.
So I'm going to put that time in. So how long is phase 2? Phase 2 is going to be, if I'm going to sit down and eat, that could be 30 minutes. So phase 1, 5 hours. The time to get gas, pump gas, maybe 5 to 7 minutes.
Right.
Then getting food, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I'm back on the road. Now I'm on that next phase, and that phase is going to take me all the way down because I could drive from there all the way to Miami on a full tank of gas.
Right.
But that's planning everything out in phases. So create phases. The next thing I want to talk about is the power of the mind. So when I talk about visualization, the power of the mind is extraordinary.
Right.
So when you see something in your mind, you're creating it right then. So once you see something and you move forward on it, you are starting the creation of something. The main thing is once you make that decision to move forward, you got to follow up and carry through on it.
Right.
Right. That's one of the most important things with people that you see that are successful is that they create a plan, they execute on that plan, and then they constantly follow up. Not like I'm going to create a business and I'm going to have 14 employees and good luck. Like that true leader is constantly following up, ensuring that the processes are continuously being followed. Like everything, all of those things that I put in place for my business is always intact. Don't get to a certain point on your road to success, especially in 2021 while we're still going through the COVID, is don't trust someone else with your dreams. Like your dreams are your dreams. So if you build something, you can't just hand it off. You have to constantly be involved. That's why they have board meetings and you have high level execs always doing like a meeting, quarterly meetings,
Right.
because they want to follow up on. Are you trying to start or grow your business? Well, welcome to YMA Financial, where we have created the ultimate platform for entrepreneurs and business owners. We specialize in small business startups. Our accredited business consultants will help turn your dream to a reality. We'll help obtain your business documentation, help you establish and build business credit, and whether you're working from home or storefront, we'll help fully launch your business. Check out our website at www.ymafinancial.com or give us a call at 888-531-6611. Things, why are the numbers going in the wrong direction?
Right.
And then let's create some steps to get things back on track. The power of the mind is so strong. Though. Positive thoughts, I always try to tell people positive thoughts equal positive results. Positive thoughts equals positive results. You're actually saying back like I'm learning a lot right now.
I'm taking it all
You're taking
in.
it all in. Positive thought equal positive results. Throughout your plans for 2021, it's okay to, when you picture something, and people always say, you know what, like, I don't have a plan B, I don't have a plan C. It's okay to have a strategy. So here's my exit strategy. You should, especially as a business owner or entrepreneur, you should have an exit strategy. You should have a plan B and a plan C. When I say positive thoughts equals positive the results.
Right.
You have to think that everyone thinks that, okay, what if this don't happen how I plan it? Everyone, because that's being cautious. You have to be cautious and say, okay, if I have a plan on this business, what happens if my sales don't meet the first week numbers? Well, here's my plan B for that, right?
Right.
And you create that plan, but you don't put all your time and energy into it. And your mind can't just like, man, what if this happened? What if this happened? And then it becomes a worry for you. Now you're creating negative energy.
Right.
And then you're given opportunity because of the power of the mind for those opportunities to come to realization. So when you think of positive thoughts, positive results, 90% of your time and energy should be thinking everything is going right. But 10%, if things don't go right, I got the 10% that I'm prepared for.
Right. Right.
I love it. Next thing is when you're creating your vision and your plan, measurable goals are extremely important. You have to be able to measure your goals. Yeah. Do you do the same? Like, so say in your industry, like, how do you see, like, okay, I say that I want my team to sell X amount of houses per month.
Per month.
How do you measure those goals, like month over month?
Like if we're meeting goal or
no, like say you have a plan, which I know like your goals. So just say you say that our goal is to sell X amount of homes per month. And then say 1 month, like you fall short. So you like, but over a period of time, like how y'all have your meetings, your team meetings, your team meetings, you're going over the things that, okay, well, here's where we at right now. Here's how many people in the pipeline right now. Here's the people that's scheduled to close over the next 30 days. How do you measure those goals over a period of time?
We basically just try to stay on task for meeting the X amount of closings per month. And we try to write enough contracts that supersede that goal, because we know in the real estate industry, you know, closings get pushed out all the time.
Right.
So we know, like, if we write X amount of contracts, then if 4 get pushed out, we're still going to meet our goal.
Right.
So we're able to say that means we need to streamline this many clients for these agents for us to be able to meet our goals as a team.
Right. And that's an important part of planning too. Because when you create that goal and you say that we want to have X amount of closings per month, and then you see like your team and you already preparing for that 10% that if things don't happen right, here's that plan B. Okay, so I'm going to give assign X amount of these people to you, X amount of these people to you, X amount of people these people to you. And if all you guys stay on task, then we're going to exceed our goal.
Right.
But if a plan B happen or plan C, then we should be like right at goal or fall maybe short, like 1 or 2 people.
Right.
Measurable goals is important. I want to elaborate on that because when you say if in 2021, I say I'm going to lose weight, which I'm not going to lose weight, but just say if you say that your goal is to lose weight, right? You have to be able to track your progress. And I think this is a excellent example is to use like weight loss. So just say if I'm at 200 pounds and like people just say, I want to lose weight, New Year's resolution to lose weight, right? You have to you should create a goal. How much weight do you want to lose, right? Because then it gives you like a target.
Right.
So if you say that, hey, you know what? I want to lose 40 pounds. And now you have a goal. And now you're going to break down You're going to break down the planning of that. Okay, so 40 pounds over what period of time?
Right.
And is it doable? Because when you create a goal, you can't say that I want to lose 40 pounds in 2 weeks. unless I don't know what you're gonna do, but just say you say 40 pounds and over 2 months. Is that doable? And then you do your homework on it and say, okay, yeah, people can lose 40 pounds in 2 months.
Right.
Not saying like through like a surgery or anything, but naturally lose 40 pounds in 2 months. Okay, so now I have a goal and I have a plan. So my phase 1 is, what's my phase 1 on? I'm going to change my diet. Right. So, but now I'm going to change my diet. Now, this is how you create a goal to make sure that you're seeing the results from it. Mm-hmm. It's saying that how many calories do I take in? And then I create an exercise program, right? And how many calories can I burn, right? Because I can't take in 1,500 calories and then burn 400.
Right.
Right. And because you can see the offset right there. So if I'm burning more calories than I'm taking in, and I'm exercising and I'm toning at the same time. So I'm going to exercise on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So now I got a pattern. And then at the end of the week, I could see how much weight did I lose? How many calories did I take in? How many calories did I burn? And based on that, how much weight did I lose?
Right.
And then I could adjust for the next week. Well, man, for me to stay on track, if I only lost 4 pounds and I say I want to lose 40 pounds in 8 weeks, it's not going to balance because I got 7 weeks left at 4 pounds per week.
Right.
You see how? So now you say, well, that means I need to burn more calories or I need to take in less calories. Measurable goals, though, and you can do that week over week, and you do the exact same thing with your business or whatever your goals are. It's the exact same thing.
Right.
I knew this was going to be good. Take a sip.
Okay.
I'm excited. The next thing. So we have our goals. Mm-hmm. Visualize it. It's on paper. It's on the computer. And now we created like measurable goals for it. And now is the execution of it. So now I have the plan. I know what gym I'm going to. I know I got my diet schedule. I'm going to eat X for breakfast, X for lunch, X for dinner. These how many calories on each one. Mm-hmm. I know if I go to the gym and run for 45 minutes, how many calories I should burn.
Right.
I'm just using weight loss as an example. So now it's the follow through. On execution, follow through. So, and you see this year over year, people start off the whole year and say, here's my goals. And then you look at the end of the year. If you go back on social media and see everybody that put their goals out online and then look at where they are right now, did they accomplish their goals? And you see a small percentage of people that truly accomplish their goals. Why? Because of follow through and execution. Mm-hmm. And consistency is human nature to start on something, and when it becomes tough, to just stop. It's okay. It's human nature. Mm-hmm. So it takes a lot of development, discipline, like all of those type of things. It takes a lot to like stay on course. So, but follow through, it's the same thing. Here's another. I like examples because like people could actually like picture it in their mind. Visualization is important. So if I got a call, if I apply for a job,
right,
and I got a call and they say, Mr. Wallace, can you come in on X date? And say, sure. I plan it out. I get my clothes ready, my shirt and tie, my button up, I'm ready, clean cut, shave. Jump in the car, I'm heading down there, get to the door, and then guess what kicks in outside of knowing the follow through and execution, because I already started that. I'm there. That fear factor. Mm-hmm. And this was caused a lot of people to fail is fear. And again, human nature, it's okay to have fear. It's okay to have fear. But the follow through and execution is how you got to learn to push through fear. Right. So if you get to the door, you're going to go in. You go in, you do your interview. They think you did well. Can you come back 2 days later? Are you going back?
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, most people will follow through and execution. If you can create a goal and say, I need a job, you apply for a job, you get called in, you do the round 1 for the interview, then you do a round 2 interview. Like that's like you're creating a pattern right there. You may not even realizing it, but what you're doing, you're creating a goal and you're creating tasks to say, I accomplished this, and now I'm hired.
Right.
That's how you have to treat your life and everything that you do. You're not going to get to the front door of that job and stop. Mm-hmm. Like, man, this building is huge. This is going to look like a big place to work. That fear, right? And I don't know, I'm doing the turnaround.
Right.
That fear. Whether you're in boxing, boxers have fear. Mm-hmm. Whether you're in, it's just fear. But through constantly facing your fears is how you learn to push through those fears. Mm-hmm. Even the unexpected. Learning to face your fears and the consistency of constantly facing fears and adverse problems and challenges and situations. The more that you do it, that constant battle, it becomes easier.
Right.
So then when that next problem come up, like there's no fear. Mm-hmm. So that boxer, that's why they spar.
Right.
Right. Because you start off and you look at that dude, that dude is huge. And then you spar and you start to get your techniques down, just like in life. But if you always turn around and run from life, it's the same boxer. Like you would never gain that confidence because you always run from life.
I started off checking it every other week, just like most people do. Then it got out of control. I couldn't help myself. I started checking it day after day after day. I didn't realize that I was becoming addicted until my wife said something.
What did she say?
She said, it's just a credit score, relax.
Are you checking your credit score?
Huh? Hold on.
Right.
That's a good example.
Yeah.
Lose the fear in everything that you do. Like when you do things over and over and over, the fear goes away. So just learn to face your battles and challenges up front and don't run from them. The more you face your challenges and the things that you feel that's been holding you back for so long, face it. 2021, face those fears.
Right.
Next thing is be preventative. Be preventative. If you know that you can avoid problems in 2021, be preventative. Like think foresight. Use your foresight and think, if I can rationalize, what if this happened? What if this happened? So I got a plan in place. What if this happened? And it's going back to that 10%, that plan B, the what if. That should be your, how can I prevent that from happening?
Right. So
now you decrease things from happening. So if you can prevent, if you know, okay, another good example. I'm going to kill y'all with these examples. Here's another example. Imagine if I say, again, okay, not down to Miami, but I'm going to drive from Greenville to Atlanta, 2.5 hours, and I got to be there by a certain time.
Right.
That means that, okay, if I leave here at 10 o'clock, I want to get there by 12. Trying to keep you engaged, 12:30. I got 2.5 hours. Now I'm driving at a good speed. I leave on time. I'm driving at a good speed. And then I see all these cars just flying. I'm like, man, everybody's speeding. And it's supposed to speed limit 70. Car go. So I jump in a fast lane. I start driving fast too. But I'm on time. And now I'm going like 85, 90. So I'm about to be early. And then all of a sudden, guess what I hear? Woo, woo, woo. I'm like, oh my God, what they pulling me over? And then you pull over, and guess what just happened? You just put yourself 30 minutes behind time now.
Right.
But I could have prevented that. I could have just stayed my course, and I could have been preventative and never even put myself in that situation that would have pushed me back in life.
Right.
This is your life. I just use that as an example, but you treat your life the exact same way. If you think, okay, if I'm here and I want to get X amount or X accomplished, then I need to do this and not do this. So if I say that, man, I'm trying to be careful on the words, but just say me and you, right? If I say that me and my wife is going to be married for 50 years or whenever I die, that we're never going to go through a divorce.
Right.
Because I got a ring on and I made my commitment and that's it. So preventative is when you see people like, oh man, you know, this person getting divorced because this person was doing this, or this person or this couple getting a divorce because they got financial problems and they arguing, or they're in a abusive type of relationship.
Right.
Then you prevent those type of things from happening.
Right.
Right. So if I say I got a drinking problem, and every time I drink, I get abusive. This is Sprite, y'all. But every time I drink, I get abusive. Then guess what I need to do? I need to stop drinking.
Right.
Now I want to prevent a possible problem from happening. If there's but yeah, that's a perfect example, I think. So, but that's the goal. When we create a goal, we gotta say what are the things that can happen in life that could prevent us from like being happy forever.
Right. So how does that correlate to business?
How does that correlate to business?
Right.
Everything. Because if my business right now, we'll just use one of them as an example, YMA Financial. Mm-hmm. I have to think, if I have a goal to expand my business, I want to add an employee. We just add an employee. I want to continue to add employees, right?
Right.
So, but what I need to do is I need to not make the mistakes that's going to prevent my company from expanding. So, an example of that is like the decisions that you make creates your future. Mm-hmm. So, if I say, hey, you know what? Everybody else online is which is a big thing right now because I see it all over the blogs, is buying cars. Oh, you could buy a car under your business, mm-hmm. and all you have to do is create tier one level credit.
Gotcha.
Which is easy to do. But then when you see people, oh, I just got these 2 vans, add them to the fleet, boom, boom. I just add 2 vans to the fleet. But your business has been open like for a short period of time. So that decision, is that decision the smart decision because you want to just go online and do a post for something? But then 2 months later, those vehicles going right back. So now you just damage your business credit because of a decision which could have been prevented.
Right.
But being focused on a goal. So when you create your business plan, your business plans should have an outline of your growth, saying that if in 90 days, you'll be at the point to hire your next employee because you're bringing in X amount of revenue. Right. Right. And you can afford to hire. But nowhere in that plan, it says go buy a van. Unless your plan changes. Unless you can determine and say, if I add this van to my fleet, that is going to increase the revenue, money that comes in. And then I can afford this van. But there's so many actions that people just do randomly that has a negative impact on their business. So just like the decisions, if I say like the drinking thing, it's the same thing. I have to make a decision not to do it because it could hurt the relationship. I have to make decisions in my business on how I treat my customers. Right. If you treat them poorly, then you lose customers, which impacts your business. So all of these decisions impacts your business too. Impacts your life too. Because if your business is impacted, then your life is impacted. Right. Especially if that's like your bread and butter. Whoa, this was a good one. Yeah. So guys, I hope you learned a lot. I hope you guys learned a lot. Gotta bring in the music. Gotta bring in the music, guys. Thank you for joining us for episode number 23.
23.
Episode number 23, Wealth Building Monday. Guys, if you learned from this, make sure you share the video, share it to your friends, your family. It's a lot of good things that'll help you guys to be to prosper in 2021. Tips to being successful in the 2021. We'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Real Estate Wednesday.
It will be her show.
Real Estate Wednesday.
So then I could just sit on the side and I'll be like,
Really?
huh? Buying a house? Yeah, buy a house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, thank you again for joining us. YMA Nation Podcast. Thank you guys. We're over 1,000 subscribers. We aiming for 2.
View what the bosses view. You gotta sacrifice. You wanna move like bosses move.
YMA, Young Millionaires Association. Yeah, see, that's the association. Joe.